What did 10,000 discovery calls reveal that my personal or our intuition never could? This model of a venture studio for the last 5 years. I've been involved in the venture studio space for maybe almost 10. So what we ended up doing is looking at the one data point we know it's true. It's customers, right?
Good morning, hello.
Good morning, Sharon.
I hope you all had an amazing week. At least I had, and I'm tired, but I'm here.
Most early stage conviction is just gut feeling, and that won't always work.
Currently what is broken is definitely the fact that we still have this big combination of guts and data.
Do I think studios are actually shooting themselves in the foot?
Good meeting.
Yeah, as always, we're nailing down the go-to-market, talking about the product, what not to do, what to do. So yeah, good meeting.
And then why do you have that feeling? It's just a certain gut.
Look, the uncomfortable truth is this. We've been working on this model of a venture studio for the last 5 years. And I've been involved in the venture studio space for maybe almost 10.
And then you enter 2025 and you have that feeling of we can make it happen.
Maybe it's 50% data and 50%, gut feeling. And whilst that being true, it also meant like we started producing a lot of data, right? Just for data's sake. And the uncomfortable truth is that doesn't fly anymore, right? One of our investors doubled up over last week, so we got a new investor in. So happy with that. Reason for it is seeing the new technology and being excited for that route.
If studios were honest, I think we still gas a lot.
Because in a world where everybody can ChatGPT some data, they will. So that means that you're gonna slowly add up and lose the connection with the actual problem if you're not careful and just add more data that guides you to the wrong thing.
So that means studio usually select those who sound like a founder but not actually behave one when they are confronted with the reality.
And the reality is this. As a studio, we're doing a fine job, but we could have done way better.
And how is that even possible? Because we did not listen to our data.
We have a lot of people from all over the globe to actually, they are willing to work together with us, but then like the step to come here can be pretty big, maybe you know.
You took the deep dive, you're the plunge, so you're the inspiring story every time.
So I call the tool Skippy then.
Yes. So that is something what we are going to change in combination that we have seen that the talent we need today to succeed tomorrow is like harder to detect.
And to be honest, the founders themselves also figure out, fuck, I could have known this way earlier. Because today, we understand data better. And that's why the model needs to change. A studio cannot be a studio that just, looks at some of the data. It needs to be the place that all of it comes together. And that's what we notice now is we weren't, right? We did some scripts, we did some platforms, we looked at a bit of data, but looking at the conversations, not the only data point. But since we're doing, enterprise AI, it's a big data point.
Our own filtering process, for years it has been based on a certain checklist. We have that persona in our mind where we do believe that that person can succeed and build a successful company. But these days, if you're thinking of detecting the actual talent, it's no longer a checklist. It's something what you cannot even detect.
Look, it's being harder and harder to recognize what a good founder is. The archetype, the psych profiles, all of it used to be a bit more stable. Today, people you want to work with, the true winners, you can recognize on gut feeling, but there's also a lot of data around it. So how do we do not only get the right product out there, but also figure out who's the right person to work with?
If you're thinking of where it goes wrong today, it's all about ourselves.
Instead of focusing on learning from the market, they spend a lot of emotional time to provide the evidence that they belong in the room.
And that's why the model needs to change. A studio cannot be a studio that just, looks at some of the data. It needs to be the place that all of it comes together.
I think the human in the process is where it does go wrong, because you are the one holding back.